Hello, we're back again. We're going to attempt to take the torque tube out without lowering the suspension. I'm going to be talking all about that, but since the fuel tank is out, we may get clearance. We're going to rotate this around because, see, the distance here is a lot less. We're going to try to rotate this around. In fact, you do that when you do a clutch anyway, so you can pull it back further, and that'll clear the fuel tank doing that, but it doesn't give it enough. So we're going to attempt this and see if we can get it out. So I'm going to take this little brace off under here, and I'm gonna get it unclip this and get the speed sensor out of the way. I'll show you how that comes off. It's pretty quick, as long as you got to be real careful with it. So let's get this little brace out from underneath. My favorite. There we go. And that keeps the, imagine it keeps the body from spreading. It even has dowel pins that lock inside here. It keeps it nice and straight. One little fact, if you ever look on the Porsche parts diagrams, all these bolts have the correct, they'll tell you the pitch, the diameter, and the length. So if you ever are wondering what bolt goes where, the Porsche parts diagram shows you exactly what bolt goes in what position. So it's pretty cool. Not many parts catalogs do that. In case you haven't noticed, I did take the axles out already. I didn't want to bore you with that. It's just simple. You got to get all the crud out of the screws there because they're all crudded up with crud, and then take them out just like we did the ones on the transmission. Very simple, 12-point. Or a triple square, they call it. They come right out. That's not hard. All right, let's use a simple little screwdriver. And I'm going to push these clips out, both sides, and not push it back in. This gets stuck. It's crazy how this falls apart if you don't get this out right. There we go. Yuck. Look at that. We hope to be able to clean that. This clip will go back in. It'll stay in for now, but we can get all that fixed up and maybe we'll replace those pins and we'll clean these up and put some dielectric grease on them. That's later. At least we didn't break it. Okay, next we'll take these braces off. And then the exhaust hangers, because they're U-bolts, and it will not rotate with this in the way. So we're just going to take these off and bring the U-bolts around and take all that out. Oh, in the parts catalog, it also mentions the type of head it has. Whether it's a socket head, cheese head, hex head. Headless. Not many bolts are headless. Okay. Simple, they just get pinched together. These will be going right back to the original black. And let's see. You might as well get this bracket off. This is the wastegate bracket. This bracket connects to the wastegate bracket. Connects to the wastegate. That's not the correct bolt there. That is a bolt from a Japanese car. I can tell because of the recessed head. That's 12 millimeter, not 13. Not good. I don't work on Japanese cars. I like them, but I don't work on them. These are the exhaust hanger U-bolts. That's going to be hot. Okay. It just needs a little bit of help. the shifter rod is sitting on top of it. Yeah, but it won't rotate. There we go. And that's the other part of it. Ooh, stretched. And one more. I don't know if I'm going to get that one out unless I slide it. Well, let's see. So we got your feedback about the music. Apparently, you guys don't want music in the videos, which is fine. I still would like to add a little bit here and there, but I won't overlay the working parts, the talking parts with music. I'd still like to hear from somebody with a band that would like to give us some music. We'll keep it light. Okay. Once these are cleaned up and we descale this, the rust is just preventing this from moving. It's like sandpaper. It's all cleaned up. I'm going to take the slave cylinder off. It's really not too much in the way. It is missing an Adele clamp. And you can see that up there. There's supposed to be an Adele clamp here, one of those rubber wrapped clamps. So we'll take the clutch slave cylinder out. Surprising how everything is coming off so nice. Normally there's spring tension on this, but since it's been sitting for, I don't know, 100 years, I think it just got stuck. Yeah. Yeah. That will be getting replaced. I seem to remember doing it when I've done clutches on these and pulling the torque tube back. The engine stays pretty well balanced on the mounts, so we don't really have to support it from the rear or the front. We can take the torque tube out, it'll just sort of float there without putting too much pressure on anything. I hope that's still the case, and I hope my memory is correct. It never is. I don't know why I would think it is now, but it might be. These even come off good. Well. These top ones can be tricky. I found just an impact swivel and a short socket, long extension, so we have a little bit of a good angle at it, and they come right out. Not too bad. Okay. Okay. The torque tube is now loose. There's nothing holding it in except the splines. It looks like it already moved back a little bit, so hopefully, oh yeah, look at that. Luckily, it's not stuck in the disc, the clutch disc. It's back. Here's our tube. This is where the selector shaft came through. You saw that already. Underneath here, you can see hooks. These hooks are welded to the torque tube. In the event of an accident, it prevents the torque tube and the engine assembly, because it's all one big unit. It prevents this from shifting too far. There's enough room in there where it won't bang around or rattle, but it does catch in the event of an accident, a severe accident. So take the selector shaft out, maybe. Yes, if I don't break anything. Here's our shift rod, aka selector shaft. Now we're going to try to rotate it to get the, well, you know, we should take this out. That's got to come out too. This should come out. Okay, now we're going to rotate it and hopefully get it out without having to lower the suspension. Let's see if that works. Yes, I should be wearing better safety glasses here. All right, let's see if we can get enough clearance. Not looking good, but let's see what happens. It's worth a shot, right? I don't know. No, there's no way. No, there's no way. That was a long shot, but I thought maybe that we could just maneuver it around. Sometimes you get lucky, but not in this case. So geometrically, it's just not going to happen. But I was right about the engine. At least I was right about that. The engine is pretty much right in the middle. It sits nice and steady right in the middle. So it's not putting too much tension forward or back. What else? Last time, in the last video, I mentioned about terminal 50 on this starter, and it occurred to me after that maybe you guys might want to know a little more about the wiring diagrams and how they work with the coordinate field. It's a disaster if you don't know what each component means or what each little tag means on that wiring harness. So I was thinking, if you want, I can take some time and do a tutorial on how to read these wiring diagrams, follow the wiring, the coordinate fields, how they all work, so you can follow along on your own and see, you know, if you're looking up something in the wiring diagrams for your own car, might make it a little bit easier if you understand how it all works. So I was thinking about doing the original ones first for the early 944s and all the early 911s that had the current flow diagrams, where all the battery and ignition power is at the top, consumers are in the middle, and then grounds are at the bottom. Coordinate field is very different. So I can start with that, the current flow diagrams, and then go to the coordinate field diagrams if you guys want to see that. It'll take us away from the car a little bit, but I will also take apart the fuse relay panel and show you what's inside and how the numbering system works on those connectors. They're all lettered alphabetically, and each connector has columns and rows, so they're not numbered the same like pins 1 through 40. There'll be pins 1, 2, pins 1, 3, pin 1, 4, and actually pin 1, 1 even. And I can explain all that and I can show it to you because I have it in my hand. If you want to see that, send the comments. Next time here, we're going to be taking the suspension out and lowering it to get the torque tube out and out of the way. Normally, and if we're going to disassemble this car like the way we're doing it in a normal shop, we would take the engine, torque tube, and transmission out as one assembly and go back in as one assembly. We can't do that yet because we still need to push the car around the shop, which is way too small to, you know, we can't just push the car in a corner. We have to keep moving it. So it makes it a little more time consuming, but more fun for you guys. You get to watch us sweat while we take all this apart and, the hard way. So later video, next video, suspension, and then let me know if you want to do the wiring diagrams. I'll get some whiteboards in here. We'll blow up some wiring diagrams. Probably going to be 4 episodes, I'm thinking, maybe. But keep the comments coming. I need to know if you want to do that. I'll get it set up, and we'll get that in the future videos. I guess that's about it for now. Yeah, that's it for now. Like, subscribe, share, please. We are going up. Subscribers, we're at the quarter point now. 250 plus, I think. 250 255, 256, something like that. Very exciting, because I think we're gonna make it to 1,000. We're gonna do really well. So keep it going, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.